Hey y'all, it's Rick here with Uncommon Communion, and it is going to be a short video for you for Thursday morning. And the reason is I just finished recording the first of the Purgatorio videos or writings, actually, for Wednesday evening, and I just posted that. And it is still Wednesday evening. I still have dishes to do. I got to get to bed because I have an early morning. So I'm going to keep the Thursday morning post simple and focus on the Thursday evening post, which is going to be the post about the Purgatorio. Before we talk more about that, let's begin as we always begin by recognizing, realizing, affirming, and celebrating that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of the more and each other. So I hope you like what I'm doing. I've really felt compelled and moved this year. It just felt right to do this deep dive day by day, terrace and level and vice, one by one, as we read and learn about in the Purgatorio of Dante. And again, it feels relevant because we are seeing all of these sins on display and even more so celebrated, right? In the government, in our media, in our sports, in our entertainment, in so many different places. We are seeing what these look like. And we are seeing what they do to a society, what they do to individuals, what they do to all of us. Now, keep in mind that all of these live within us as well. And I really believe from my own experience that the journey of life that we undertake, especially during holy seasons like this, is to try to shed those, to let go of those, to ask for help and grace and guidance in receiving the opposites, right? And even though in Purgatorio we see the symbolic ways that the guilty and yet still saved, that is the most important part of our journey in Purgatorio, that the souls that Dante encounters are saved, they just still have a bit more work to do. And it is symbolic work, as we saw and see in the very first of those, which is pride. And I hope you read the post that precedes this one to see the images and to just see this illustration of what pride looks like and feels like, the burden that it causes. So I think this is apt. And again, I hope that it is something you will enjoy. If you have explored the Divine Comedy before, hopefully this will be some new insights and new avenues for you to ponder. And if you've never seriously undertaken the Divine Comedy, I encourage it. I think, especially with the illustrated version and the plain text or the modern English and the narrative versions. I'm giving you links to each of those types that I'll be using. Those are very accessible and very approachable, and a good way to start to read one of those. And then, if you are feeling bold and brave, to read the more formal, more true to the spirit of Dante's language. And then after that, you can even begin to explore the significance of the way that he crafted this. These cantos are so brilliantly and thoughtfully crafted that we often may miss that because it's so seamless in how these ideas are presented. And then, of course, the worlds that he builds and the themes that he develops, and then the history. I mean, you could spend an entire deep dive just looking at the historical and biblical and other figures who he encounters in the three various realms. So again, I hope this is an apt way, perhaps an unusual way to finish the Advent season, maybe a little different than, rushing to Christmas and the anticipation. The antiphons are there for you. I encourage those, and I'll be sharing with you each day. And I'll share in the link here as well to the write up that I did on the second day of the antiphons, which is O Adonai. And O Adonai, as you might know, is Lord. And that is actually from the Hebrew, goes back to the Hebrew scriptures, because you'll remember that the name of God is so holy for even today, many Jewish people, that they will not pronounce the actual name. They will use not a pseudonym, a false name, but they'll use a substitute that captures some, if not all, of the grandeur and the expansiveness of the divine. So Adonai, Lord, is one of those. And that is what we celebrate today on the second day of the O antiphons. I am going to be celebrating as well, and that is the birthday of my younger daughter. I've got two daughters, and she turns 22 on the 18th. Fun fact: it also was Pope Francis's birthday, so that is just a little connection she has on this birthday 1 week before Christmas. So we'll be celebrating that tomorrow, and I'm very proud of the growth that she continues to have, the journey that she is making, and can't believe how fast it's gone. I was at a grocery this evening, and there was a young woman there and had a little kiddo in a stroller who was just kind of sacked out. And I, chatted with her a little bit. I pointed to the little one and I said, I said, God, my youngest is turning 22 tomorrow. I can't believe that. And we had this wonderful conversation. And I said to her what many parents said to me when my youngest or my oldest was 2: it goes so fast. And it truly, truly does. And I think for me, what that invites me to do is to just appreciate and enjoy and find the awe and wonder in every minute. My daughter was amazing when she was 2, and she is amazing in some of the same ways, but also more mature, adult, grown up ways as she turns 22. So I want to conclude with the last of the Father Ed reflections, prayers in Advent, in the theme of Advent, and he calls this the Psalm of an Emerging Emmanuel. O come, Emmanuel, I pray with upraised eyes. Drop down, O dew of heaven, that God might walk and talk on the earth, might heal and feed our sin-soaked world. O come, Emmanuel. My prayers like searchlights comb the starry winter skies. Descend from the black hole of some neighboring galaxy to green with your grace our barren earth. Such an Advent waiting prayer can be a lifelong profession of patient longing, unless I know with all my heart that Emmanuel not only comes down, but also comes forth and emerges. O come, Emmanuel, come forth from deep within us with Christmas's luminous beauty. For our hearts have become the sacred crib, the birthing place of God among us. Peace on earth and justice for all will only become manifest in our lives when enough of your sons and daughters awaken to your divine design that has made each of us an emerging Emmanuel. All right, y'all, blessing and good. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. I'll be back with you Thursday evening. Be bold, be gentle, and hold fast, y'all.